Who is the king of games? Is it Yugimoto, or is it actually the Pharaoh attempt? Or perhaps it's somebody else, maybe me. This is a question that many Yu-Gi-Oh fans have debated for quite a while. And a lot of people who are pro-Yugi will direct all the Atem stands to the final duel in Yu-Gi-Oh between Pharaoh and Yugimoto, where Yugi takes on the Pharaoh with his own deck, battling against the gods with his scrapped together little pile of nonsense. It's pretty iconic, and in many people's cases, that settles Yugi as the king of games. But I'd like to see for ourselves how true that is. And what better way to do that than use Yugi's deck and see if it has what it takes to win in Master Duel. But before we get into the deck profile, if you guys are enjoying this series, please make sure to like, subscribe, as well as comment down below to let me know what other decks you want to see me take a look at on the future. That being said, it's time to make Yugi's deck meta. Okay, so the first card to talk about is the single most important card in the strategy, and it acts almost as a Toon World for the deck because your entire theme revolves around it, and that is the Shining Sarcophagus. This deck may also be referred to as the Shining Sarcophagus deck because this card is, well, the main focal point. It's a continuous spell that cannot be destroyed by monster effects, making it at least a little safer than Toon World. But unlike Toon World, it has real abilities, including during your main phase, you can add one card that mentions Shining Sarcophagus from your deck to your hand. Its final effect is also pretty solid, and that is if your opponent special summons a monster from the graveyard, you can discard a spell card to target one of those monsters and send it to the grave. So it can be a little bit of interruption, but mostly this is just going to be a Toon World-esque card that also progresses our game state with the search. Now backing this up is going to be one of the most powerful monsters you may have ever seen, and that is Gandora G, the Dragon of Destruction. A level 8 dragon with 0 attack and 0 defense that gains 300 attack for each banished card. And for one, if you control a Shining Sarcophagus, you can special summon it from your hand, so it's not like it'll be hard to summon this, but then while it's on the field, you can buy half of your life points, destroy as many other cards on the field as possible, and if you do, banish them. Then special summon one level 7 or lower monster that mentions Shining Sarcophagus from your deck, and increase its levels by the number of cards destroyed with this ability. So this does not destroy Shining Sarcophagus, because again, it cannot be destroyed by monster effects, which is important. This acts as a field nuke that also banishes and then special summons the monsters from the deck. The level increase does also matter for what we have going on later. And as you can see, this card does require Shining Sarcophagus to be in play in order to get its full value. But it's okay, we will have more copies of Shining Sarcophagus as we have ways to search it. For example, one way is with Gadget Trio, a level 4 machine, which is supposed to be all 3 gadgets wrapped in one. On something you can add a Shining Sarcophagus or Spell Trap mentions it, protect your hand. And that's really all that needs to do. Its second effect kinda sucks, and that is when it's destroyed, it can set a Stronghold, the Hidden Fortress from your deck. And I'm not going to discuss this card, just know that it's bad and I don't play it. Now, one card that this card searches also searches Gadget Trio. And Gadget Trio obviously gets Sarc, so we can see how it lines up into our consistency. And that card is Future Silence, a quick play spell that adds a monster that mentions Shining Sarcophagus from your deck to your hand. And then if you activate this card in the battle phase, while you control both a Shining Sarcophagus and a monster that mentions it, you can make both players draw until they have 6 cards in their hand. An effect that is not always beneficial to use, but can be very killer and get you back from game states that seem like they're fully lost. Consistency cards don't end there, however, as we've also got the Ties That Bind. Now this card is also a retrain of an old card, being the new revamped version of the old Ties That Bind, and it says if you control a Shining Sarcophagus as well as a monster that mentions it, special 2 level 4 lower monsters with a different name and mention Shining Sarcophagus as well from your hand and or deck. You are locked out of the extra rest of the turn though, so you cannot do stupid shenanigans with this card, as well as you only activate one of these per turn. So this card is solid. However, what's important to note is there's nothing crazy to get off this, as well as locking out of the extra deck does limit your potential. This card is good, but it's not insane. Also, because you're required to control Shining Sarcophagus, it does not act as a starter, which is important as this deck really is going to need that Shining Sarc to be in play anyways. The more cards that are contingent on it need to be extra powerful. And speaking of extra powerful, one other spell probably fits the bill, and that is Turn Silence. A quick play spell lets you target the face-up monster you control and increases level by 3. But then, if you activate this card, it responds to an opponent's monster's effect while you control Shining Sarcophagus and a monster mentions it, you can negate that effect. So it's a way of insulating your Gandora from something like Ash Blossom or Appaloosa or whatever. This next effect is also not bad. That is during the damage calculation, if your monster that mentions Shining Sarc is battling, you can banish this card from your grave and end the battle phase. Pretty strong card, if you ask me, and very searchable within the theme. So, good card. Yeah. That wraps up the spells that I play, but there's also some other solid monsters, even if they aren't as good as Gandora and Gadget Trio. First one of which is Archfiend's Advent, a card that I never got to play in the TCG as it came out after the initial wave of support, but we've got it all at once in Master Duel so we can explore it. It's a level 6 retrain a summon skull that says while you control Shining Sarcophagus, you can normal summon it without tributing. It also says that other monsters you control can find to attack during your turn only, and if this card is normal or special summon, you can target a monster when it controls and take control of it until the end phase. It, however, cannot attack unless you control Shining Sarc when this effect was activated. But, I mean, obviously aim to, so not a problem. This card is not going to be the backbone of your strategy, but is nice to break through a field as well as put up lethal damage. And then lastly, we've got our silent cards. Retrains of the old level monsters that kind of sucked, but these honestly aren't that great. We play them because they have synergy with the deck, and they're not terrible, but they aren't great cards. And if there were better options, you'd cut these in a heartbeat. First up, we've got Silent Magician 0. Level 4 spellcaster with 1000 attack, 1000 defense. It says each time your opponent draws a card, increase the level of this card by the number drawn. While this card's level is higher than its original level, it gains attack equal to the difference times 500. More importantly, though, is while your opponent activates a spell or card effect, while you control Shining Sarcophagus, you can negate the activation and then increase this card's level by 1. So both this card and the Swordsman both gain attack for their levels. And that's why Gandora's level bonus ability, as well as the turn silence level ability, matters. Also, when you use Future Silence plus this card in the battle phase, it lets your opponent draw 5 cards. It can sometimes be how you build towards a lethal push. So now, speaking of the Swordsman, what does that do? Now, Swordsman 0 is slightly worse. It's the same stat line, but a warrior, and instead of increasing when they draw, it increases during your standby phase. So, not as controllable. It also gains attack, and then when your opponent activates a card effect that targets a Shining Sarcophagus or a monster that mentions it, you can negate the activation, and if you do, increase this card's level by 1. Anti-targeting, that's good against Imperm, specifically to get Gandora through, as well as just SP and a couple other stuff. But this card is useful, it's just not broken. And by modern standards, we kind of want broken cards, we don't want okay cards. Now, besides that, there are a couple other Shining Sarcophagus support cards I do not play. And in different versions of this deck, you can play other cards more frequently. Specifically, what I'm talking about is the Dark Magician, the Ebon Magician Shining Sarcophagus card. A card is not in my deck at all. What it does is it can summon itself, and then when it dies, it like revives itself and then sets a Dark Magician spell trap. However, given that like we talked about Dark Magician not long ago, and we saw that the Dark Magician spells weren't good, I don't want to set a Dark Magician card. You could build this deck with a lot heavier of a Dark Magician focus, and that it would be like an almost entirely different deck at that point, but you can do it. You, however, would have less space for non-engine, and I think that is a problem as this deck wants cards like Droplet and Talents alongside it. And then we've also got the more Marshmelon, a card that I love, but is not good enough to make the cut as battle phase protection, not important. Now, it is ironic that the day after I made the Dark Magician deck profile, I announced this pack, because maybe I could have done those cards mixed together, and that's something you want to see, then let me know, because I'm happy to do it, but wasn't expecting it, so welcome surprise, I guess. With that said, let's look at the actual deck list. Alright, so this is my Shining Sarcophagus deck. As you can see here, it maxes out on the cards I say are the best, with Turn Silence being the exception, as I just want 2 for the grind game. Normally I hate 2 of, so I play 2 because I need 2, one for like the first defensive push, and then 1 for the offensive push, and Silent Swordsman Magician 0 is the same. I want to put 1 on my field turn 1 if I go first, to kind of hold off their plays. I expect it to be used or die, and I want a second on the follow-up to go for the lethal push or to secure the game. Now, the reason I don't play more hand traps and I focus on breakers is partially because I want my opponent to commit resources to the board. That way I can get a Gandora through and cripple them, because this deck can't always kill effectively, especially if they aren't putting cards in play. And if that's going to happen, I need to make sure that banishing their entire field destroys their grind game. And in many cases, it can and will do that. But if you don't give your opponent the opportunity to set that up for you, then yeah, it has the potential to backfire. So that's why I've went with this strategy. And you have a lot of extra deck space, so I'm very comfortable with cards of Super Poly being in here and not feeling like I'm losing out too much on it, as you can see here. And then kind of complementing that is the Dogmatica package. As Nadir Servant and Maximus can be great to push through boards, but also if I go first and I don't have a normal summon, I can use it to get access to Dogmatica Punishment, which is not bad. As well as what you can do, which is pretty cool, is you can send from your deck to your grave Lulu Walleth. Lulu Walleth, when it goes to the grave in the end phase, summons a light spellcaster whose attack or defense equals its own. So what you can do is you can go like Nadir Servant, send Lulu Walleth to add, what's it called? Ecclesia. And then Ecclesia add punishment, set it, and the end phase, this can summon out your Magician Zero. It's pretty cool, right? But yeah, I think that the rest of the deck kind of should speak for itself. It's mostly breakers, but a healthy mix of non-engine. I think we got what it takes. So now, it's time to duel. All right, I have won the roll up against our basketball friend over here, and looking, I'm getting into engine via Future Silence, and I follow up with the second one, so not the worst in the world, but I really don't want to be either. This not a great draw, but let's see. Hopefully it's not Imperm here. Imperm would suck balls because I already have ball. I have talents and would be dead. Let's see. No response. Let's get Shining Sarc. We'll add with Sarc. The question is, what do I want to go for? Turn Silence or Ties That Bind? I think Ties That Bind is better. Because if it's Tenpai, I want to be able to set Super Poly safely, not into Duster. So let's do that. Ties That Bind. I'm going to get out 1 and 2. And even if I don't get to search next turn, this is like solid pressure. I'm going to set both. I don't mind setting both here. Maybe he wastes a Phoenix or SP on the wrong one. I don't need to try trigger the battle phase effect of Future Silence. It's not necessary. Yeah. All right. Now drawing a turn. Drawing a 6. No hand traps likely. There's a toggle there. Imperm isn't, or Callbot isn't live. So they've either drew like, could be Droplet. Could be drawn Imperm or Maxi for turn. It's Kaiman. Let's negate effect or activations. I don't remember. Negate the activation. This is use or activate once per turn. Only activate. So he would be able to use it again. I think this is bait. I'm going to let this resolve. I need to not get dustered here. So I'm going to let this walk. We'll see if I'm making a mistake. A level 4 fire. Yep. Add Genroku. Okay, no problem. Special Genroku here is A-okay. Well, A-okay as much as it can be. Now they can't Lightning Storm me. They can still Duster if they have Duster. But yeah, I mean, not the end of the world type shtick. Let's gain another level. Do it bigger. Okay. Okay. What else does he got for me? Almost summoned Pydra. Effect. I just toggle this to on. And hope he sets the field spell so we can't Duster Beat afterwards. But I'm going to Garura the shit out of him right now. Okay, but he's already used Genroku, so this is actually just game. Right? I'm going to get rid of the Silent Swordsman 0 because I already have a normal summon for next turn with Future Silence. Like Garura. Use this away. I might as well put it here. I think this is it. This is like the why you need breakers in the deck, by the way. They're also going first. There's so much Tenpai, you need to be prepared for it. I'm not supposed to... I want to negate this, but not really. It doesn't do anything, right? He's normal summoned, and he's used Genroku. What other standards does this deck have? It just doesn't have any. Yeah, I'm not going to negate this. I'd be very curious to know what his hand is. I wonder if he'll discard something here. He just concedes. He was baiting something. He was baiting something. And people suck. They surrender before I get a chance to do my stuff. But like... F Tenpai. That's all I have to say. Alright. We've queued up against Mode here. And our hand looks... all over the place. Ironically, we do Ash and Super Poly again. Wait, did we have Ash last game? No, we didn't. I don't know why I said again. But more interestingly, we got 2 Dogmatica cards, and neither not into your Servant or Punishment, which is not great. And going this would use my normal summon. I can pay half my life points to bypass that, which I think is worth it. I can go Special Gandora, normal this, banish it, and then yeah. Okay, I see the play. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna add Gandora off this. Assuming there's no hand trap. If there's a hand trap there, not a big deal. We're gonna add Gandora. We're gonna be locked out of the action deck doing this for the turn, but again, this deck doesn't care about that. Let's go effect. And let's get punishment. Could be imperm here. If there's imperm, am I happier it's on this or on this? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Before I was going to say I'm going to grab ties that bind, play around duster because it protects everything. But now I'm going to get turned to silence. I want the interruption. I'm in defense mode because it's only going to be tiny animation. Boom, pummel the ground. Half my points is risky, but I think it's worth it. No trigger. Okay, so no more hand traps there. I'm going to get the gadget out. Defense mode as well. And then we're going to grab turn silence with us. I could go for follow-up alternatively. This is weak to duster is the problem. This is safer into everything else because turn silence has the effect that ends the battle phase, which is really important in this deck. The question is, am I going for follow-up? Am I going for battle phase protection? Ash Super Poly, do I think that's enough? I don't know if I do. Ties that bind would be like the middle ground. But I don't know if like summoning 2 bullshit guys from my deck and a spell and target negate does anything. Spell negate with Ash Super Poly. Maybe that is just better. Because there's so much stupid Tenpai on ladder. I don't want to get dustered again. 43 cards though. Is Tenpai 43 cards? No, I don't think so. I'm not sure about this play. If it's Tenpai, I'll just go kick rocks, I guess. Because I just don't want to get dustered. Alright, let's see. I'm not sure about this. It's like this is the decision points in the deck. Where if you want the spell negate with the magician, or if you want the turn silence. Because you don't get to all those. Is that worth negating with turn silence? It's interesting because it's not bad at all. And Jewish Form sending Gandora is kind of annoying. I don't mind using it now because I want to make sure I can use it before the battle phase comes. That way I get max value from it and I can use the graveyard effect as well to protect my monsters. If, however, he has a better monster effect, I still have Ash Super Poly. If there were no other defenses for me, I would hold on to it, but I'm not concerned. Yeah, this one to stop this stuff anyways, which is what I thought it could be. It was either going to be Dragon Link or Centur-ion. This would have been better versus Dragon Link. I don't think this does that much versus Centur-ion though, so I'm not that pressed about this. Not going to poly this here. I'm going to let him commit more. This doesn't really bother me too much. Effect. Am I supposed to ash this? I feel like I'm supposed to ash this. Yeah, I'm going to ash this. Okay, no other toggles. You still could be stand up in hand. Hopefully there's not 2 extenders, right? 2 extenders is when it gets weird. Super Poly is not great. Whoa. That I was not expecting. Draw Ash. I can't use this, right? No, I can't. I can tribute summon this. That's imperm. I'm like boned. But I don't think it's imperm. Because he didn't have a toggle, right? But passing is not a viable option, so I'm going to tribute summon this. As much as this, like, kind of sucks, right? There's no other way around this, right? The other way around it is normal summon, make dark, then go SP. I can't attack directly, though. Is that better? Is it safer? It is safer, right? Because then I get to go banish from grave. Yeah, that's actually better. Okay, so let's go dark first. Normal summon Ash, make SP. If there's a random Cosmic Cyclone, that's like the only way this backfires. That would suck so bad if there's a random Cosmic Cyclone. But whatever. Summon Y. I mean, this doesn't actually do anything. I'm still doing this. Normal summon. What the f... I guess I have to Super Poly. Are these both spellcasters? No, they're not. Make Mud Dragon. 1, 2. I didn't want a Baron to come down. Holy shit. Okay. Now, if it is Imperm, I want to kill this first, right? So I'm going to go Battle Phase, kill this, then go SP, target this. And then if he Imperms, I just Chain Banish both. So that's fine. But I want to be able to kill the Primera. So I'm going to go Battle Phase. And if it's Phalanx and he phalanxes this. Nope. Okay. In Phase 2. Let's go into SB. And let's target the neck lockdown. Now I'm going to search for Gandora again, and we can try one more time if it's not working. Okay, there we go. Get Gandora. Let's get the royal one. Summon it out in defense mode still. It's going to be pretty small. Yeah, defense mode's still fine. I've turned Silence Engrave as well, though, actually. Attack probably was okay, but half a life point, banish the field. Nothing. It was Synchro Rumble. Cool. So, I'm going to get Turn Silence again, probably. Or Ties That Bind is better. Ties That Bind's better, I think, at this point. Spell Negate versus Centur-ion's pretty good. And it's not going to be able to attack me, so I already have that set up. So let's just... Bam! Not going to sit around anymore. Game is all over. Let's go. 2-0 with the Pharaoh. Actually, that's not even true. This is not the Pharaoh's deck. Oops. All right. So I have been fortunate enough to win the die roll. It's actually a rank up game for me now. Versus a 60 card deck. What do I think it is? Probably just terrorist here, right? No matter. We'll start off the same we do. I have all my targets to search off Shining Sarcophagus. I'm gonna set a spell. I don't know what I'm talking about. I meant off the Future Silence. Future Silence doesn't do anything here. It'll be follow up, I guess. Am I paying half my life points for this, by the way? I don't know. I can summon a Silence 0 from the deck. Get a spell negate. It is worth a spell negate, right? If there's a grass there, I need to be able to stop the grass. Let's go effect. Add a gadget. No, right, not a gadget. Turn Silence. This one's getting a gadget. Or I can do that next turn. I'm not gonna do it now, but I'm gonna special summon this. And Royal is very faithful to me. I'm gonna summon it in defense mode. I'm gonna abandon my gadget trio here. This is where like you'd be able to trigger its effect to get set the trap. The trap just doesn't do anything. You don't need more battle phase protection because Turn Silence already does it for you. Unless you get Duster, in which case your fortress doesn't do anything. So let's get out a 0 from the deck. And then am I setting this Silence? Probably, because I don't mind if I draw in the battle phase either. It'll be his main phase too. I'm drawing a Breakers, right? Okay, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. And his deck's turn ones aren't impressive, nor they're long-winded. Very classic Yu-Gi-Oh in that way, but they're still powerful. Even if they're not like crazy, this deck is very good at going second by contrast. Not that I've had a chance to go second at all. No, not a thing, obviously. Stand up. Wait, another Centur-ion player. What the hell? Am I supposed to negate this or negate the? I just negate the effect, right? I don't care if it stays in the field zone because, yeah, I'll negate the effect. That's more important than anything. Look at discards. Vaudeo, interesting. Yeah, well, I think I'm happy in negating that because the cards it places in the spell trap card zone are considered traps, not spells. So this can't stop it. They'll still stay on the field this way, but he discards the card, so I'm okay with that. I get beefy now too. I get beefier with this. I'll be level 10. So what? Amelia. Yeah, I want to protect the Gandora. Let's do this. This is where holding the spell in hand is important because you can use the disruption effect here when he revives the grave. I just wanted the follow up anyways, more so. Like usually this effect that stops reviving is not important, especially because just by virtue of it existing, people play around it. This threatens Baron. Ugh, I have to stop that. All right, I think I have to stop that. Wait, no, I already stopped that. What am I talking about? That's not... I already used the Turn Silence. This is Future Silence. You get distracted talking about the wrong thing, and you do dumb shit like this. I guess I'm getting Gandora, because Baron can't kill this at least. I don't know. I should not have activated that. No excuse. It doesn't make much difference, truthfully. Like holding it now versus later, it just means I have less flexibility. Gandora is the card I'll need the most because he can't kill this with Baron. And then if I need to negate, force out the Baron for this to resolve, I can add Advent, the Summon Skull, to force the Baron. And then this will do the final blow. But it's not like it's all for naught. This is still with purpose. It just obviously was not a smart play. It made no sense. 2 cards in hand, though. I don't care about searching the Bistrals because Gandora banishes. That being said, I can save him from dying. But I'm happy playing a resource game in this deck. I don't need to go fast. I just won't use this to draw because I don't need them refilling their hand. I can only assume this is Baron. It could be Dispotter though. Chaos Angel. Is light dark? No, it's just dark. They want to banish this then. Interesting. They can't kill this then. Okay, I respect it. That actually is a pretty good line. But I'm just gonna protect it, right? And the battle phase. I'll just give up my my swordsman to use this. So force an interruption. And they concede. I don't get, man. People always concede when they play me in Master Duel, man. But that's the thing. The Gandora is the game ender right there. They know that the Gandora will kill them. But unfortunately, when you get to higher ranks, people concede the second they know they're beat. So he knows there that the Gandora will kill him on the next turn, and he's like, I don't want to play any more piece. So you don't get to see me do cool finishes. But yeah, the Gandora there. Clear the field, someone from deck, get everything back, dead. Alright, so we indeed have lost the roll, and it's not Tenpai, they're starting. Our hand looks solid, but we lack engine, so we'll see. Discard that. It's Mathmech. I'm gonna Ash this. Mathmech is pretty good against Ash. Their only really good Ash target is Small World and Design of Mining. Cross out. He can't Ash me, so it has to be Call By as well, which is nice. Maxi really hurts Mathmech, so should be good. Now, my other concern is he just concedes, because that's no fun, and we all know how Yu-Gi-Oh players get when things don't go their way. Right now, my deck doesn't look like a Yugi deck at all. It's just whatever bullshit. I'll play it on Gamma. I have nothing to lose. Because I think like I am super okay here if this all walks. Resolve, cool. So he can get the trap. He can go give me like 3 draws to make a solid field, which I hope he does because then I'm like big chillin'. I have engine now, which is fantastic. You just go make the reg 4 search diameter, normal diameter, make random bullshit XYZ, right? Not XYZ, link. Pass here. Okay. So I must have hand traps. Ross Island Swordsman 0. That's not the worst. Extravagance immediately. This should eat Ash. No. Cool. Draw 2. How about Gandora? I play on Veiler. I probably play on Veiler, right? I'm gonna activate. See what he does. No toggle. Back to special. That was a nice 2-minute game. All right, we'll do another one. That was Maxi. God damn it. Okay, so I actually lost the roll here, and he made me start. So, free him Tenpai. That makes our handers fine. Probably Extrav here. Try, what's better, Extrav or Prosp? Extrav's better to start off with here. I don't really care about mentioning anything. Banish 6 cards. Yeah, so I guess this is the last game. I wish people just wouldn't concede before I'm about to use Gandora. Just trust me when I say you can break fields, man. Ah, god damn it. Okay. There's so much Tenpai and ladder. Games are so stupid. Banish 6. Double Entis. Interesting. I mean, there's still pack bit in here, so I still have removal if I draw into, what's it called? A, punishment. Draw 2. Okay. Doesn't really help. All right, let's use Future Silence. I'm going to get Gadget Trio because I have everything I need already. Drawing multiple monsters really isn't good in this deck. Like, it's actually pretty rough. Yeah, and I'm actually incredibly weak to Imperm here. The thinking here, if they stop this time, I am in a bad spot because I have all monsters in hand. I'm gonna go through, so I'm gonna get the Shining Sark now, and this is gonna get turned silence. Try and hold off a bit. And turn silence is just great for ending the battle phase as well. So that's really good. But obviously, if they just kill my board or they make level 10 synchro, it won't work. It's also just a good interrupt. So turn silence will be good. It'll also protect the Gandora's effect. I'm going to be aggro here with Gandora, and I'm going to use it so that I can get access to another 0. So I'm going to have 2 negates. A half ally points is rough, but I think at this point it is worth it. The negate is pretty impactful. Maxi. I stop 2 draws. There's Tenpai. There's not actually that many good turn silence targets, so yeah, I'm going to turn silence this. I wish I had a second one, but I do not. So that's like the cool part of this deck, where you can play around Maxi unless they Maxi you early. That being said, Maxi is not even that good against this deck. Like, if the Maxi resolved, it was 2 draws. Like, if I was playing against not Tenpai, I would have just, like, let it resolve probably, because turn silence would have been better than the 2 draws in some cases. Or I just don't summon this from deck and pay half my life points. That being said, like, versus Tenpai, I think the effect negation is not great. Like, if they go Sangan summoning, then I'm boned either way. So spell negate, we got Ash, we got the battle phase ender, which is not brilliant, truthfully. I mean, largely because 3 of the cards in our hand don't do anything. It's okay. We have a lot of follow-up for whatever it's worth. Like, if we get into a grind game, I think we are super well set. I just don't know if it'll get that far. Also, ironically, Gandora is going to become huge just by me banishing my extra deck, because it is really just pseudo Grand Maju. Okay, it's not 2. I mean, 2K is big enough. I don't know why he's thinking about putting in defense. Prosperity. I think we let this walk either way. I think there's 0 world in negating this, so let them pay their cost. 3. Yeah. It makes Gandora bigger. It probably should have been an attack, I guess, with the extra. Force a habit, on my first turn I put it in defense mode, because it's usually a weak little thing, but when you have pots, it changes the math on it. I have played this deck before, but not like a crazy amount. Oh. Send monster? Otherwise, I mean, negating doesn't do anything. He's thinking about it, and I'm not sure why, but yeah, I'm just gonna let it walk. It's no bueno. Because the punish for talents is that he goes talents, looks at my hand, steals the Ash, and then I lose. Raigeki is kind of rough, because Raigeki means I can't end the battle phase. If it's Raigeki Chandra, we do lose. Raigeki, okay. And turn silence will not protect me. Heavy Storm. I have follow-up, so fine. Actually, let's see, there's 2 cards left. I really hope there's nothing else. If he needed engine, he should have gone for 6, but surely he has engine already. Tell me what you got, Tenpai Duelist. Oh. Oh! Hey, Kaiman? We can beat that. Yeah! Get hard of the cards, motherfucker! Stupid ass Tenpai Duelist, man. They ruined this game. Like, best of 1 has really soured my opinion on Tenpai. I'm so sick of it. It's game, bro. I got the Gadget Trio. Yeah. Pass back. Let's go. All right, give me. Don't concede. Let me Gandora you. All right, normal summon. Effect. Get Shining Sark. Get Gandora. Activate. Effect. The Royal Rare. Special summon. If if I set these face down, how many cards are banished now? 7, 10, 14 will get banished. And then this will go up to 10 plus 4. Yeah, so 14 to 42. 4 cards will be banished, increased by 5 levels. So it'll be 35. That's just a little short. God damn it. If I go for Advent's not enough either. It's not enough damage, so I'm just gonna do this. Someone from the deck. Stop targeting. Yep. And go battle phase. Actually, it's not game over just yet because I have no interrupts just now. This stops targeting. I have the battle phase ender, I guess, which is probably more than enough. And then main phase 2, I will look for actual disruption. But yeah, 6 cards. We'll look for Ash again. Doesn't matter. I'll go to the Link monsters, I guess. In case I hit Super Poly. Yeah, Super Poly. Cool. Ash. I'll take Ash. Thank you, my friend. That should be the cat in the bag, as they say. As I say, because I don't know who says that. Maybe it's just white person saying. I'm just yapping, you know? I'm in a good mood. We're playing Yugi's deck, and we're about to be 5-0. 5-0, right? Yeah, 5-0. Yeah, we're cooking. We're cooking. Gain a level. Yeah, don't mind if I do. Show me your last pathetic card, Yugi boy. Tundra. That was the single best card, by the way, they could draw. Special from deck. Why did they summon Fadra? They had to have been a misclick. Alright, I'm going to end the battle phase. I don't know if they knew I could do that. If that Black Rose just lives, so I don't care. As I said, duelist. You are no match for me. I don't know if I said that. Wait, they can still do this before the battle phase ends? Wait, what? It goes to end of battle phase? That's so... I did not... What? Okay. I did not know they could do that. I mean, they could just synchro main phase 2, because either way, I'm almost certain they cannot attack. There's no way it lets them attack, right? Synchro. Black Rose. And they're going to realize this does not die. Yep, it lives. Gonna let me summon the third Gandora on you and kill you? Thank you, thank you. Good sport. Good sport. And now we'll send you to the Shadow Realm. Effect! I do not want to ash myself. Add Gandora. Special summon! How much attack will it have? A lot, right? 5,600. Battle phase! Attack! This is what happens when you break the spirit of the game. You don't trust on the heart of the cards. Alright, so that was the Yugi deck. I love this deck. Like, it's a deck I haven't played that much in the TCG, but I really do enjoy it because it breaks how you think of modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Its turns aren't crazy long, they aren't flashy, but they're not bad either. They're not broken, but it's good going first, and it's also good going second. You have interesting ways of playing your cards and ordering things, and choices matter. It feels like playing classic Yu-Gi-Oh! And I really like how Konami designed this deck. Like, Konami doesn't get enough credit when they design a deck well. This is one of them. I love this deck. And it's something that I want to start playing again in the TCG as winter starts coming and the competitive season chills for a bit. Because this deck's not going to keep up with, like, the literal best Fire King Snake Eye decks. But it's not bad. I'd say it's tier 2. And in Mashido, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good Tenpai matchup, as you saw, because you have the Battle Phase Ender and the Spell Negates, which are both good against Tenpai, as well as it's good versus a lot of other stuff. And you can still beat other decks when you play them. It's not like they're unwinnable. But I'm rambling on, guys. This deck is really cool. And if you think you're trying something new, or you're a retro duelist, this is the deck you need to be putting your effort towards getting. And it's not that expensive either. Look at this. It's just the 6 Ultras here. I think if you don't want the Dogmatica cards, you don't need them. I do think they're really good on this deck, and if you have the money, I'd buy them, but they're not mandatory. Droplet and Super Poly, I think, are mandatory right now, though. They're fantastic and integral for breaking boards going second. That being said, we've had some really cool games with this on stream as well. So I'm going to link my highlight channel and my VODs channel, where you can watch me play this deck or other decks. And I know we had some crazy one where we had a long grind gamers Melodious, and we got to banish all their scales. So yeah, go check those out. But that's going to be for now, guys. I'll see you all next time. Peace.